Hey guys, how are you and welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I just got inspired by Whitney Hedrick. She created a video. The name of the video was Let's Talk About Sephora Bestsellers. She's in a no buy year as well, so I'm gonna leave her channel below. I really love watching her videos. She's a bigger channel than I am. And the reason why I wanted to do this video is because when she was talking about each product and she was saying that a lot of them she didn't like enough to repurchase or she didn't think were worth it, a lot of them are my holy grails. If I had the same opinion as her, I would just recommend her and that's it. But since we're all different, we all have different needs, we all have different taste in makeup, we all just love different things, then I thought I would make this video and check her out. She's beautiful and that video was just inspiring to me. So if you want to see my opinion on a few of the bestsellers from Sephora, then just keep on watching. Okay, so the first one that I wrote down here was the ABH Brow Wiz. And you guys know that this is my holy grail pencil. I've been switching it up, and this is another one that's on the Sephora best-selling list, and this is the Precisely My Brow. The reason why I'm using this is because Benefit Colombia contacted me and they sent always a Precisely My Brow, but when I was running low on it and I was in Spain, I just went and didn't purchase the ABH one but the Precisely My Brow. I just wanted to support a brand that was supporting me back, but they're basically interchangeable for me and I would pay the price. And the Precisely one is even a little bit more expensive than the Brow is, but I always try to get them on sale at the Ulta 50 Days of Beauty, something like that, and I will always buy 2 or 3 if I need it, and they will last me for an entire year. And Whitney had an opinion and she said that products that are just things that you need to replenish in your collection that are not that exciting, you can find an alternative for them and just buy a cheaper, affordable option. And I get what she's saying, but the products, my core products in my collection are the ones that I want to feel like I love them way more because those are the ones that I use every day and I basically only have one at a time or two at a time, so I better love them. The truth is that drugstore stuff doesn't always meet my expectations and doesn't always make me love putting makeup on. It's just, I don't know why, but it's the truth. Then the next one was the Protini Peptide Moisturizer. I told you guys that I was impressed with 2 moisturizers this year, this no by year, and I had 2 samples, and the Protini Peptide was one of them. I loved it. I loved the way the little top lasted for ages, and I love the way it made my skin feel. All this aside, this is a $68 moisturizer, and I wasn't thinking about that when I got it as a Sephora birthday gift because it was a birthday gift. But the truth is $68 is a lot of money, and I know in my heart, in my heart of hearts, that I can't spend $68 in a moisturizer. Then the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. This is another one that I don't consider a fail because I loved it. I still have it on my wish list after finishing my first bottle, but every time I see the hefty price tag, the $64 price tag, I just can never do it because it's outside of my budget. And if that was to be the main foundation in my collection, the one that I would use every day, I would spend the money. But that foundation doesn't hold my oils. It's beautiful, it's stunning. I want it on my kids. I want to have like 5 shades on my kids at least, just to use it on my clients, as on my bridal clients, but it's just not a foundation that I see myself purchasing anytime soon because of the price tag. It's not because of the product, but the price. Then the Marc Jacob glosses, the enamored lip glosses, they're a fail for me. I have the one that's super famous, that Jaclyn Hill made super famous. I don't remember the name, but it's a completely new and naked lip gloss and I don't love it. I just don't seem to fall in love with it. So I wouldn't recommend it, and they're $28, not the kind of money that I want to spend on a gloss. To replace that, another gloss that it's on the list is the Fenty Luminizer, Glow Luminizer lip gloss, and I have the 3 shades that she has released, and I love them all. The one that I love the least is Fussy, but Fenty Glow, which is the first one that she released, is almost completely gone. Diamond Milk, it's a good one to put on top of everything, and you can see the difference of this one than the Buxom, which is the one that I just applied and I'm just wearing. This makes you look like you have lip injections. You can see it. It's just beautiful. For the Too Faced Hangover, it's a bestseller, but I wouldn't purchase it again. I purchased it once. I find it to be nice, but I find it to be as nice as my moisturizer. I didn't find it to be so extremely hydrating and mind-blowing that I would want it on my kit time after time. I basically had to use it up before it expired because it didn't inspire anything on me. So I wouldn't recommend that, and I wouldn't purchase it. So velour lashes, on the other hand, I'm not a lash wearer, but I always have a few pairs of velour lashes. These are my favorite lashes for when I'm going to an event. I love the one that's called Strutted, and then the fluff and thick ones. These I have used and I love them, and I have a backup of these. So I will buy 3 and they will last me about 3 years because I wear lashes like 3 times a year, 2 times a year. The Grande Lash is on the bestsellers, and I know why. I always wanted to wear fake lashes even though I didn't like them because my lashes were super short. And I'm not saying that I have the longest lashes, but I feel that I have beautiful lashes now. And it's all thanks to the Grande Lash. This is a product that's pricey, but it will last you ages. I don't remember when I bought it. I think it was last year at the end of the year. I think so, yeah. It's the 8th month of the year and I still have product left, and I still use it a ton. For the Urban Decay All Nighter, it used to be a favorite, but the truth is it used to be a favorite because it was raved about on YouTube, but I don't find that setting sprays do a thing that's so powerful to my makeup that I will keep purchasing them. So I will always have one because sometimes my client requests a setting spray, but the truth is it doesn't make a huge difference in my opinion for me to purchase it. The Laura Mercier powder, I have the package because I've been putting my Coty Airspun powder on this top. That means that I love the top and I love the powder. I just think that I have a few powders that I need to finish before purchasing that, which is my holy grail. And another powder that was on the best-selling list that I adore as well is the Huda Beauty powder. That I have 2 shades on my makeup artistry kit, and I've gone through one already. Well, but I prefer the Laura Mercier for my skin tone. It's the perfect tone for my skin tone. That being said, for pressed powders, I also have on the best-selling list the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter, and it just makes you so blur and soft. And I don't use it every day, but I've gone through one and repurchased it, and now I have 2 shades that I can use on my kids and on myself, and it's a beautiful powder. I know it's pricey, but it's the type of powder that you can use to retouch your makeup and it won't make it look cakey and clumpy. For Huda, these 2 palettes that I own are on the best-selling list, and these for me are miles away from each other. The Huda Beauty New Nudes is just a stunning formula. It's one of my holy grail palettes. It's perfect for bridal. I love it. I was using it for bridal trials this weekend, and it's so soft and buttery, and the pearlized colors are amazing. On the other hand, these, even though I pull it out to use on my bridal trials, I use one of the shades, but this is a palette that it's so drying. The powders are so drying. It doesn't really inspire me. That's what I have to say. It doesn't. I love the color scheme. I think I love the color scheme of this one more than the other one, but it just disappoints when it comes to performance. It doesn't translate beautifully into the eyelids. You swatch it and it can seem pretty, but it doesn't translate the same way to the eyes. So this is a fail for me. For concealer, I have 2 right here, which are the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, the Too Faced Full Coverage Born This Way Concealer, and then the NARS Pot Concealer, the Soft Matte Concealer. They are all 3 wonderful and basically my favorite concealers, with the Tarte one. Those 4 are my favorite concealers, but the NARS one is my holy grail with the Too Faced one, which is a similar formula, but it's more affordable and it has way more product. So the NARS one has been a favorite since 2012, which I think was the year that it was released, or 2013. I remember when it was basically newly released, it was sold out everywhere. And when I found it for the first time, then I couldn't stop. So I can't even tell you how many bottles of that concealer I have used. And I have about 7 shades in my makeup artistry kit. That's how much I love it. And I know I will replace it on my kit with the Too Faced one, since that's more affordable, but the NARS one will always be my baby. I adore that concealer. I think it's wonderful. I love the coverage, and I love that it doesn't make your under eyes look older or cakey or wrinkly. It's just a beautiful concealer, and I would highly recommend it. The Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It's a beautiful mascara. The wand is right up my alley. It makes my lashes look beautiful, but I never know when it's gonna smudge on me. It doesn't matter if I use the same products 2 days in a row, and this day would smudge and the next one it wouldn't. So I never know what I'm doing wrong with that mascara. Even though I love the effect of it, I never forgive a mascara. Nowadays, being older and going out just to work or whatever, I never forgive a mascara that will show some smudging right here. It just ruins my makeup and ruins my vibe and ruins everything. Then I have here the Estee Lauder Doubtwear, and it was funny because no, Whitney said that she wouldn't recommend these for a lot of people because of the coverage is so heavy and whatever. I have one right here that it's about to die, and this foundation is one of the best foundations I have ever used. It never fails on my clients. I have about 8 shades, and I would love to have the entire warm and neutral color range, which is a ton. It's just a beautiful foundation, and I would highly recommend it. That being said, I used to wear it every day because it was my holy grail, and then it turned out that I love more of a dewy look. So again, every time I have an event, every time I have somewhere to be and I want to look flawless, the Estee Lauder Double Wear is my thing. And then for the more natural days, I have another foundation on my kit, which is the Born This Way foundation by Too Faced, which is also a bestseller, and that I would highly recommend for people that have drier skin but not that dry, and people that just want a more natural finish, because that's a true medium finish. You can build it up, but I don't love building up foundation. So I would recommend those two. I have repurchased them over and over in the past, and I know I will keep doing that because those are my two favorite foundations. And then a tinted moisturizer that I adore and love, and it was on the best-selling list as well, is the NARS Radiant Tinted Moisturizer. I repurchased that about 4 times. I gave one to my cousin as a gift. I love that. I find it to be beautiful. That I haven't purchased it in a while. Like I said, I was into Project Pan last year, and this year I've been in a no buy year, and the year before that I was still doing Project Pans. So I've been working through my collection, and at some point I know I will have that back. So those three were in the best-selling list, and they're my holy grail products, and they're the foundation products that I've repurchased more times than any other foundation product. And then on the other hand, I have the E-Cosmetics CC Cream, the one that's 50 SPF. I bought that. I have one that a client gave to me as a gift, and I will try it again. But I bought that and I gave it to my mom, and my mom adores it. For my mom, that's her holy grail foundation, everyday color correcting product. For me, it just didn't work. I didn't like the scent. It has sort of a sunscreen scent, and I don't love that. I didn't love the heaviness of it. It wasn't for me. Maybe I can try it now with the one that was given as a gift to me, but that's not a best-selling product if I had anything to do with it. The Kat Von D liner is bittersweet because I have purchased that about 5 times, and I haven't purchased it in a while. Would I repurchase? Yes and no. Kat Von D has a lot of drama surrounding her, and I'm a person that will support brands but will not support drama. I love the consistency of that one. I love the small brush tip that it has, and I would definitely recommend it. I think it's a wonderful product. It's just that I don't love the drama. I think I can find something that I love a ton, sort of like the Benefit one, even though it's not a brush tip. So I would recommend. It's on the best-selling list for me as well, but it's just not something that I think I will repurchase in the future. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I'm not that sure. It's not a fail, but the drama is a fail for me. The Sunset palette by Natasha Denona, even though it's a palette that I love a ton, it has a lot of shades that I adore. I don't think that would be one that if I finish mine, I would repurchase it. The colors of that palette are pretty, but are not as inspiring as, let's say, the gold or the Viva palette, which are also on the best-selling list. Those I would repurchase if I finish them, but the Sunrise as well is on the best-selling list. But I wouldn't repurchase necessarily the Sunset one. It's just not the color scheme that I would love, even though it has a few shades that I adore. A lot of the shades, they just don't say anything to me. I have two bronzers right here, and these are my favorite bronzers of all time. The Hula bronzer and the Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I've purchased time after time, so I've gone through at least 4 of each. They never fail me. They're just blendable, beautiful, and the chocolate one is easier to blend than the Hula, but they're both perfect everyday bronzing and contouring shades. Just the way it is. I consider them holy grail, and they're on the best-selling list because I've purchased them so many times as well. The Becca Under Eye Corrector. I used to have this. It took me a while to use it up. I wasn't happy about having to use it up because of a project pan, because I didn't like the consistency of it. I love the color. I love sort of the finish that it gives after you apply concealer and everything on top, but I'm not in love with the consistency of the product. I find it to be too thick, too gunky, in a way too heavy for my liking, so I wouldn't recommend that. From Hourglass, I have here the Hourglass Mineral Veil. That's a primer and I used to have it and loved it, and I always have it on my list of products that I want to repurchase, but I always see the price tag and I do a step back and think about it and never end up purchasing it. Most of the times it's because I have already other primers that I need to go through before thinking about purchasing it. It's one of the best primers that I've used, but I have a few that I need to go through first. So it's not a I can't live without you, but I'm constantly thinking about you type of situation. It helps me with my oils. Recently I had a sample and I enjoyed it a ton. And it helps me look blurred, but it doesn't dehydrate my skin. So it's a beautiful primer. It's just that it's really pricey. Then another one from Hourglass that I adore. I used to have about 6 powders of these and I finished 2 so far, or 3. It's a staple in every makeup that I do, whether it's my own or my clients. It's the Radiant Light powder. And I have to say I finished Dim Light and I finished 2 Radiant Lights and I hit pan on Diffuse Light. I still have Mood Light and Ethereal Light and I need to go through them, but these powders are truly amazing. I wish you guys would just try them to buff your face, and it just makes everything way better. The Laneige Sleeping Mask, the Lip Sleeping Mask. I liked it, but I have to say I prefer purchasing my By Beauty Agave Lip Mask, and this is I think the shade Apple, and I love this because of the shade more than anything. And I wish the Laneige lip mask would come in a squeezy tube, but not the ones that they came up with recently. I want the same formula and I want the top to be moved to a tube that brings a lot of product with a hint more of color. So I know that it ends up being more affordable than this one, but I love this one so much I can't help myself. It's lacking color and it's lacking better packaging, because now I'm gonna let my nails breathe for a while, but I always have longer fake nails, so I don't like putting my nails in a tub. The NARS blushes, oh my goodness, these were the products that brought me to where I am today as a makeup artist, as a makeup lover, as a YouTuber, because I was so in love with NARS blushes. The first time I went to a Sephora, I bought the NARS Laguna and Orgasm Duo, and I fell so in love with the blushes that I started collecting them and buying them. And I have a ton of them. I have over 50 NARS blushes, and I just wouldn't have it any other way. I think that's the best blush formula out there, with the Becca ones and the Tarte ones, but mostly the NARS are my favorite, and the color scheme of the blushes, as everything that's NARS, it's beautiful. Dior Lip Glow. Even though my favorite product for my lips is my Givenchy Le Rouge Perfecto, I have used the lip glow and I love it, and it has a big place in my heart. I'm thinking that after I finish my no by year, I will buy a Dior or two Dior lip glows and then reset my no by year and do 6 months. But I want to have a lot of shades that are similar to this. And I still have a Dior lip glow, but it's in the matte formula. So don't get confused. This is the matte formula and it's dragging a little bit on the lips. So I would get the regular formula, the one that's more hydrating. And I have here the La Rouge Perfecto in a Spirited. And even though these are more pricey than the Dior ones, I love these. The packaging makes me feel luxurious and I adore the way it looks. It makes my lips look, and I love the way it makes a girl out of me on the lips. Those are the only lip products that I go through on my own because I reach for them so often. After a lot of years loving the Professional and the Dr. Brandt Pores No More, this came into my life, and this is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I love this. You can see how empty it is and I adore it. I don't know if the time will come and I will repurchase it. I don't know because I'm thinking about budgeting and that's an expensive product, but I know that I adore it and that from time to time I will get it and buy it as a treat for myself. It's not sustainable for me to only have that one as a primer. I use it up constantly and just purchasing it because it's a $55 primer, but on the other hand, it's a product that brings me joy when I apply it into my skin. It's never drying and it erases my pores, and it can be a primer for the lips and for the eyes as well. So it's a multi-purpose primer and the way it makes my skin feel is beautiful. The brow powder by ABH, I bought the Professional palette and I put it right here, all the shades that I got, and you can see the ones that are panned. This one was used mostly by me and this one as well, and they both have pans. So when I'm going through stages with my brows, I either do pencils or brow powder, and the product that I recommend to every single one of my personal shopping clients that I'm gonna purchase something for their brows is the brow powder because it will last them longer. It's easier to apply, it's easier to not over apply, and you can just use a brow and create brow strokes without doing too much. For lipsticks, the L'Absolu Lancome lipsticks, I bought for the first time the Camila Coelho lipstick, and I love that. I love the formula. I know that it's more of a cream formula, but the way that has become an everyday lip, and this used to be that for me. So this is the Lancome one, and you can see it right here. It had beautiful lips over there, just a shape of lippies, and I wish that collection would have been permanent because I feel like I missed out other lipsticks from that collection that I wanted to purchase. And then this was my favorite before that, and lipsticks are hard for me to finish because I'm so in love with products like this one that I basically never finish a lipstick. This is Enchanted One by MAC, and now the Lancome formula has sort of replaced it because it's so easy to use, mostly on the cream formula. I see myself purchasing in the future a few more of those, so I would highly recommend them as well. And then the last one is sort of a fail but a success at the same time. It's the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation Stick. These I used to have 4 shades, now I have 3 because I finished one and then I moved here and it has been hard using that foundation for me, so I use it sometimes on my clients to contour, but it's a product that's too emollient for this weather, so it's a fail for Barranquilla. But it's truly not a fail if I use this as a contouring product or if I use it in a place that's colder. And also it's not a fail if you use it just to do makeup for clients that are doing a photo shoot. It's a photo shoot type of foundation and it's just stunning. If you haven't tried it, just ask for a sample and try it on your face. It melts into the skin and the coverage is insane. Oh, I almost forgot about one product, and the Clinique Balm. I love that. I always get 100 point perks, and I know that when I finish it I will repurchase it. It removes my mascara, it melts my makeup away, and I would highly recommend it. So that's it for this video, you guys. I did over 30 mini reviews of products and which ones I would repurchase, which ones I love, which ones are holy grails, and which one were failed. So I'm gonna leave every single product that I recommend linked below so that you can check them out. I don't want you guys purchasing stuff that I consider are not worth the price. In honor of Sephora, just leave 2 emojis, one black and one white. and that would be if you watch the complete video, that you would leave that as a comment below. Also, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. And that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoy this, and that's it. I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.